What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. It's been a weekend, hasn't it? We've had some E3 stuff happening. Microsoft had that jam-packed presentation. We had a whole video on that. That's up in the card if you want to check it out. We did check out Bethesda's live stream. We're actually going to go over that in this episode here. We're going to take a look at what they showed. Some of the bigger stuff. They had some smaller stuff too. I really want to talk more about the bigger stuff. And then a few other things, including confusion around Tales of Vesperia. We're going to sort that all out right here in Newswave. Let's start with some of the smaller stuff. I want to start with Cyberpunk 2077. We saw the trailer. I'm sure several people have mulled over that trailer a lot. Mulled over, like seriously, watched it several times over and over again. I remember doing that with some of the older games like Halo 2 when that trailer came out. I watched it so many times. But something a lot of people have found out now is they've hidden some stuff in there. There are people who are saying they have hidden a whole FAQ for their upcoming game in this trailer. And they also had to take their shot at the greedy game publishers, as they always call them, with the recurring revenue models. Now, during this trailer, especially when Microsoft was showing it and it kind of cut out and went to this, they had a series of letters and numbers show up. Of course, the numbers taking place of some of the letters. And you're going to see here, it reads, "We leave greed to others." And that's what it comes out to with all the numbers basically translated to letters. And that's just a shot that CD Projekt Red likes to take. They like to kind of talk about the greedy game publishers, saying that they're not really a part of that. They really don't care about that kind of stuff. And it shows in things like Witcher 3, where they gave people an expansion that was an actual expansion. No loot boxes, all of that stuff. They're not really into that. But they like to also make sure everybody knows that they kind of detest that and make fun of what the other publishers do. Of course, CD Projekt Red, with their cost of development, seems to be lower than a lot of them, but they still seem to be okay, at least right now, with the old school mentality of sell a game and you get the money for it, and they don't continue to tax your gamers. And they've built a pretty substantial following, a very diehard following, because of how they view that. And it's funny to see. Why not take that shot if you can right there. Now, we also heard from Phil Spencer, and this was something that went a bit under the radar for Microsoft. They had their entire presentation, of course. Towards the end, he talked about how they are deep in development for the architecture and everything of their next Xbox. That really seemed to kind of fly by people because of all the announcements in front of them. Crazy, right? A lot of stuff happening. Games everywhere. 50 games, according to them. But they did talk about the next Xbox briefly, or at least the next game system. And it makes us wonder now, when are we going to see it? Because now it's kind of exploded online that people started to realize what they said at this presentation. And now people are wondering, is next E3 the time that we see this Xbox? And you know what? I'm starting to think it is, because it lines up with what we've seen with Project Scorpio that eventually became the Xbox One X. If you think about it, we had a year and a half build up for that. Well, if they show it next E3 2019, that would give us a year and a half till holiday 2020, when a lot of us are thinking the next systems will show up. So Microsoft basically told us there's another Xbox, at least heavily in development. Most of us expect that or assume that, but to hear it from them is, it's kind of a big deal for a lot of people. I guess look forward to next E3, because it's going to be fun. I think we're going to see some games and stuff with Halo again, probably showing up there with more detail, and maybe another system. Also, before we get started, one real quick thing. If you can't wait till Ubisoft's presentation, which is coming up later on this afternoon, I believe it's 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be streaming that here after Square's stream. Well, it looks like some screenshots leaked out. Gematsu had the goods on this one, or at least from what I saw, and they did have all of the screenshots. Now, because I know people don't like to have spoilers just thrown in their face, what I will do is leave a link down in the description if you want to go check it out for yourself, or if you want to wait for Ubisoft, you can do that as well. They do look legit. It looks kind of like Assassin's Creed Origins, I will say that. Maybe a little brighter in some spots, but if you want to check it out, you can. So guys, with all that quick news out of the way, let's get started. So Bethesda showed up to their live stream, and I'm going to be honest, it was kind of slow getting started, right? It took a good bit of time. We had the musical performance, and they showed Rage 2, something we've kind of seen a lot of now. They did show some actual gameplay, and it looked good. Then they got in some other things, including Prey DLC, and it was slow going. People were getting a little concerned that they weren't going to show anything massive. Well, they showed a lot very quickly, okay? Some of the bigger announcements really put some people back on their heels. A little surprising to a lot of people. We're going to go over some of the bigger stuff here and some of the smaller stuff. You know what, let's start with the big one that they really wanted to show, because it is coming out this year, and that's Fallout 76. That is coming out November 14th, 2018. That is actually a Wednesday, which was interesting to me to see that. And it looks interesting. It looks like it's going to be a very, very big undertaking for Bethesda, right? Because they have to get the online right. And they have a hard enough time building a world, single player that's not buggy and glitchy. They're going to be doing this online with, according to Todd Howard, dozens and dozens of people that can join, I guess, in a room and play together. It's going to be interesting. It sounds like it's always online. Yes, it's always online, so there are people who don't like that, but they gave single-player fans something to look forward to later on. We're going to get that in a minute. Fallout 76 looks different, and I kind of like the idea. I have a little tiny confidence that Bethesda can pull this off without being very glitchy, but maybe things like the dedicated servers will help with that because they can have more of a controlled environment. And I like the idea of this game because it sounds like it's going to be something they will continue to add to, right? Like, because it's going to be almost like just, a smaller MMO style game almost. So I'm interested. I think it's cool because it's different. And of course, we will see the Fallout 6, Fallout 5 at some point. I'm being Walmart right now, right? I'm skipping games with Forza Horizon, for example. We will see Fallout 5 eventually. But let's get to the massive ones that really had the internet talking. Elder Scrolls 6 did get announced, okay? They didn't show a lot. They showed a big flyby angle and everything. Seriously, it was like 10 seconds. But they showed the words on screen, Elder Scrolls 6, and people lost their minds. Because, listen, Skyrim came out a long time ago. We played it on 360, PS3, Xbox One, PS4, but it came out back in 2011. It's been 7 years, right? Or coming up on 7 years now. It's been a while. People have been getting a little antsy, wondering, where it is. When's this new game coming out? And yes, it is happening. They did describe it, Todd Howard is, as a single-player next-generation game. That's what we expect, right? It's the Elder Scrolls. It's not an online game like Fallout 76, and it's going to sounds like it's going to be that big, single-player experience people might have wanted with Fallout 76. Well, you're going to have to wait. He says next-generation. And I kind of believe him here. I feel like they want to get... Here's the thing. I think Elder Scrolls 6 is going to have that Skyrim syndrome, right? Where it's going to be on as much as they can put it on down the road. So I feel like they want to get it on the Xbox One and the PS4, but he did say next generation for that. And Starfield, which also got announced. That's pretty cool. Nothing really on that. Logos for both. But we know where they're both taking place. Starfield is in space. Elder Scrolls 6 obviously is more medieval times, obviously down on the ground and everything. Starfield, I'm hoping, is going to be more like their take with something like maybe like Star Trek or Star Wars or whatever in their universe, right? It's going to be in space. Maybe you go to different planets. That's the thing, we don't know. But they're both announced. Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, in literally the span of like 5 minutes. It was that fast. It was like boom, boom. There the megatons. We're out, right? Yeah, those were the big announcements, okay? That was the big stuff. I really wanted to see that Fallout 3 remaster. It didn't happen. But Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, one of them I think is coming out next year. I think it's Starfield. I think Elder Scrolls 6 still needs some time. Starfield, believe it or not, is their first new franchise in 25 years. So they're certainly going to want to get it right, but I think they've been working on it for a while. I think this is the big game the big franchise they want to create and make good. Okay, so look for that. That's going to be cool. That's next year. Elder Scrolls 6, maybe 2020. Maybe it's a launch game for next-gen consoles. It's hard to say, but having them announced, awesome. The next Doom got announced, Doom Eternal. Not a lot of information there. They showed a pretty quick trailer. It looks like Doom, but I guess it's just going to be more of the same, which is good because the big Doom 2016 reboot was awesome. I liked it. And no platforms, no nothing really. I mean, we can assume the PS4, the Xbox One, the PC. The Switch is going to be the question mark, so keep an eye out for that. We'll see if Bethesda is using the same engine, if they can get Panic Button in there with them and get that done day and date, but we'll see. I don't know if I hold my breath day and date because maybe it takes a little longer, but, if Panic Button has kind of the experience from Doom that they've done here and it's still on the same id Tech engine, yeah, maybe they can get that out day and date, and, we'll see. We'll see. I'm still curious if Doom's even coming out this year because they're not showing it till QuakeCon in August, which is when we're going to see more info. That might be a 2019 game. We'll say that. Maybe earlier 2019. That might not be a holiday one. That might be like an April or spring maybe. We'll see about that. They also talked about Elder Scrolls Blades. That's going to be on cell phones from what we're seeing, Android, iOS. They asked us to pre-order a free-to-play game. I don't know. Sure, I guess. We pre-order everything nowadays, apparently. But it was weird because they talked about how they want it to be cross-play with everything. Someone playing in VR can also play against somebody with their cell phone, right? And they say everything. I'm sure they want it on, PS4, they want it on Xbox One, they want it on PC, they want it on Switch. They want it on everything. And it's a cell phone game, so it's going to go everywhere it can. It looked a little more in-depth than what you'd expect a cell phone game to be. It looks more like an Elder Scrolls game, but it still did look kind of like a cell phone game when you were looking at it. So a lot of people were like, I guess. Fallout Shelter is also coming to PS4 and Switch. I know it's already on Windows, so I'll have to look into the Xbox version, but PS4 and Switch is happening. They also announced that the Elder Scrolls Legends game is happening for Switch and consoles in general, right? They're rebooting it. You can download, I believe, their new setup now on your cell phones and everything. It sounds like consoles are coming later on this year. So I guess if you're big into that card game that they have, the digital card game that I guess is similar to like a Hearthstone, for example, you can get excited about that. Wolfenstein Youngblood was the other one that was interesting. Now, I'm comparing this to Wolfenstein. I believe it's the Old Blood. That was like a $20 standalone DLC add-on that they had. It wasn't really an add-on because you could buy it by itself. It was its own self-contained story. You didn't need the original game to play it. It was great. Honestly, for $20, it was a good game. This one, I believe, is $30 because with the Amazon discount, online, the Prime discount, it's like $24. Looks like it's $10 more than the Old Blood, but at $30, which is half the price of, the big $60 games, and it should be self-contained, its own game and everything. They say you go into the future and you play as Blazkowicz's twin daughters or whoever. It's going to have co-op and everything. We didn't really see as much for it, but you can pre-order it now on Amazon and everything, so we know the pricing scheme. It looks like so far we've seen pre-order pages for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Nothing really with Switch. I don't know if that's something they're bringing over or they're working on, but the thing about Nintendo is I like to at least give them their direct or whatnot. Nintendo's weird about that. They like to hold off some of the announcements for their show. Like we were pretty sure Spyro is coming, but they probably want to hold it off for theirs. They kind of did the same thing with Crash Bandicoot. They actually held everybody's announcement up just for their direct. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to give Nintendo the benefit of the doubt and let them at least get through the direct before I start talking about some of their third-party support, right? We'll give them that. Overall, I liked what Bethesda brought to show. Slow going to get started, yes, but when it did pick up, it got very fun, very interesting, and very exciting. Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield was unexpected to be in the same show. The Elder Scrolls 6 was the one I did not expect. Starfield, we all expected. So, good on Bethesda. I don't think it needed to be that long, to be honest. They did draw some stuff out. But, they had fun with it. They didn't take it too seriously with the way they were talking at times, and I enjoyed that. Even that Amazon, the Alexa commercial they did with Skyrim, where they're going to put Alexa on or Skyrim on the Alexa and then on the fridge. That was just fun. Like, they were just having a good time, and I liked it. They made fun of themselves, and they just enjoyed it. They even called, I guess our Fallout games are buggy and stuff. They were just having fun. I appreciate that. They don't take it too seriously. It's video games, right? Next up, let's talk about Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. We saw it revealed at the Xbox presser, which makes a ton of sense. It was on the 360, the original one. PS3 in Japan, but we all know it really as a 360 game back then. Cool game. I like the game a lot. I'm glad it's coming out, and I'm glad it's going to pretty much every system. See, there was a lot of confusion going on, and we're just going to get this out there now. It's going to everything. It's going to the Xbox, it's going to the PS4, it's going to the Switch, it's going to PC. Makes a ton of sense for Bandai Namco to do that because they seem on board with the Switch, and they're bringing it to PC, which was the other question mark, honestly, with that game. Is it going to go to PC as well and the Switch? This is good because it gives pretty much everybody their own option, obviously. You want 4K, you get on the Xbox. You want it on the Switch, you want it on portably, you get on the Switch. Maybe you want it just on PC, so you don't have to worry about, I don't know, subscription fees or not. You get it there. On the PlayStation, if you like the control. Listen, honestly, the PlayStation's in this weird spot right now where it sells the best, obviously, and it does really well because of its games. But man, I'm starting to realize if it's a game that's on everything, if you want it portably, you get on the Switch. If you want it with 4K, you get on the Xbox. I don't know what the benefit is anymore for the PlayStation. Maybe it's just the controller, or just because they have such a large install base. I don't know. Honestly, all my third parties go on the Xbox. It's weird now that I think about it, but yeah, it's going to everything. You can get it on any system you want. It's coming out this winter. I'm still looking for pricing information. I haven't seen any at this time of recording, but I'll keep an eye out to keep you guys up to date because I like that game. And in our last bit of news, let's talk about Battletoads, because it's coming back. It's coming back 2019. The announcement happened during the Xbox briefing. I think some people missed it. I wanted to highlight it here a little bit because it's Battletoads, and Battletoads is awesome. The last time we really saw Battletoads do anything was in that rare replay, and then of course they added one of the characters to Killer Instinct as well, just for fun, I guess. I mean, it was cool to see it, you know. It's one of those cameos where you're like, I remember Battletoads, right? And there they are in Killer Instinct. Well, it is happening next year, 2019. The whole thing happened very quick on Xbox briefing. It was kind of like, not really a blink and you'll miss it, but some people were confused. They weren't sure. What's cool is it sounds like it's going to be 4K, 2.5D, hand-drawn visuals. It's being handled right now, created by Delilah Studios. They helped Rare with Sea of Thieves in different departments and everything. They also worked on The Escapist. So this is a studio that Rare probably is comfortable with lending out their IP to, because it sounds like they have at least some kind of relationship with them, working with Sea of Thieves. So I am excited. This is going to be awesome. They didn't really show visuals, no gameplay, no nothing. But to hear that Battletoads is coming back, and now we're having questions: is this a new one? Is this a remake of the first one? I don't know. But honestly, even if it's a remake of the first one, to see it kind of all like fleshed out in like 4K, 2.5D hand-drawn visuals, that sounds cool. If it's brand new, even better. Either way, Battletoads next year. We're still looking for pricing. I feel like it's going to be a $30 game, to be honest, if I really had to guess. But you never know. It could be 20. I'm going to say, because it's going to be hand-drawn, I'm going to give it $30 is what I'm thinking. And it's Delilah Studios doing it, not necessarily a studio that Microsoft owns or whatnot. And it sounds like it's going to Xbox and PC. And we'll see how it looks and everything. Hopefully we'll find out more towards the end of the year, since it is slated for next year, and I'm hoping an early 2019 release. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for Newswave today. If you enjoyed this video, guys, hit the like button. It really helps out. If not, hit the dislike. Leave comments down below about everything we talked about today, whether it is Bethesda's presentation. I liked it. It was fun. Slow going in the beginning, but man, did it pick up at the end and really explode massively. Really, really cool announcements at the end, with both Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield being dropped on us. A new Doom, right? Fallout 76. It was pretty packed now that I look back on it. I think the presentation was longer than it needed to be, considering they took almost as long as Xbox, and Xbox went through 50 games, and they were rifling those things off. But hey, it was fun. It's Bethesda. They had some cool games. Also, let me think about Tales of Vesperia. Are you excited that it is coming back to everything? We've only had it on Xbox. Now it's on everything, and it's probably going to look great on the Xbox. It's portable on the Switch. It's just going to be fun to see that game come back. And then what about Battletoads? Were you a little surprised to see that? That's an announcement I thought would shock people, honestly, when I saw that pop up. And it's cool to see it. I was a little concerned because I think it went under the radar, but let's get Battletoads going here. I want people to break those controllers over Battletoads. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe, because we're doing E3 all this week. We got live streams all over the place to do. So let's get to it today, guys. We got Square, we got Ubisoft, we got Sony. Three live streams that are definitely happening on this channel. So make sure you're subscribed, and let's go have fun at E3, guys. I'll see you later on.